Aloha, everybody, for a very, very special 22 and You show. We have our birthday girl over here, and we have a special guest. So I am Neil Molokai Mystic. The birthday girl is,
Nik with my angels.
and our special guest, you guys all know and love and follow our Joanna Easton Angel Intuitive. So, um, I'm just so excited about today. We are talking about a fantastic subject, which happens to be right up our alley, which is all about the importance of that divine connection with your angels, your guides, your higher self, and how do we keep that bond? How do we keep that as our foundation as we go through this journey called life? So today we're talking about that, and then our special guest will be giving our beautiful Nikki a birthday reading live on the show. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm really super excited about that. Not only for Nikki, but for all of you, because you will get a taste of what Joanna has to offer in her reading. So if you like what you see and you know that it's resonating with Nikki, because I have no doubt that it will, it will definitely resonate. I can feel the vibration already. And if you like what you see, book a reading with a Joanna. Book a class with Joanna. Joanna is an angel intuitive. She is a yoga teacher. She is a teacher in all realms of the angels. She can teach you how to connect with them. She can teach you about the angels on an individual basis. And if you haven't already taken one of her classes, guess what? She's got one coming up, and it might just be the right class for you. So, Joanna, you want to talk about this new class that you've got coming up because this really hones in on the topic of why it's so important to have this connection, and how this connection can really support us in our day-to-day activities, in our reaching of our goals and manifesting of our dreams. So what is this class you've got coming up?
Well, thank you for the intro. So, this class has really been on my mind for about 2 or 3 years. It's been like really gestating, and when something's in seed form, and it's like, okay, it's something I want to do. I want to put it out when the timing's right. And this summer, I got the big hit from Archangel Gabriel that the time is now. And so the class is called Spiritual Calling, Spiritual Business. Turn your passion into profits. It's literally inside out, heart-based, soul-based sharing of your gifts, your product, your service, your message with the world. Shine your light. But what most people that are intuitive, empaths, light workers, like myself, like you all, what we come up against is then moving out into this very ego-based world of sales and marketing. And it can feel pretty harsh. For me, I floundered in it for a while. And we were talking a little bit before about, I'd hired a business coach, very well respected, spent thousands of dollars. And what I learned was it's very ego-based. So I did get some really good things out of it, but then I also felt like I outgrew it because I came soul-based and they were so mind-based. And, as nurturers, as empaths, as light workers, we work through the soul. And yes, we're meant to have abundance and we're meant to have prosperity. But what the missing piece for me was that I just felt like there was another side of it that they weren't understanding. And I wanted to go to, but really it was my own journey of going through it. So it's really about helping people who have a service, a product, or a message, and you want to get it out into the world, but not feel salesy, not do it through the ego, and not feel overwhelmed because, I'm in my 40s, and like many people, I grew up without the internet. Most of us, we're older than the internet. My nieces and nephews are like, what? You're so old. But now we're in this world of online marketing and online getting yourself out there. And it's about really having to do it with integrity. And, as an angel intuitive, I've now tapped into a way that really works for me. And the heart of the class is about being a soulpreneur, like SOUL, your soulpreneur,
I
who
love
is
that.
called, because the difference between ego-based marketing, which is the bulk of what's out there, is all I'm going to do this and I'm going to follow it through my mind. I'm telling it how it's going to be. But for those of us who are soulpreneurs, it called you, it called me, and we began to follow it. And what I've found is you do need a guide. And that's why, like, I put this class together, and it's a basics introductory. It's a level 1 class, right? Because I jumped in and I was pretty much overwhelmed from the get-go. But now I love, as a teacher in many different things, I love teaching basics. And, I love today's topic as well about sacred protection, angel protection, because no doubt about it, it's keeping yourself protected and that divining rod of staying connected and then go throughout the day, right? So one of the things that I found, and I'm sure you've done, and our watchers would really benefit from as well, is whatever your angel connect, whoever your strongest guru, angel, guide is in the morning, or sometime in the morning, is connect vertically, even if it's just for a few minutes. For me, I love working with Archangel Gabriel because Archangel Gabriel's good with business and marketing and sales. So I put Archangel Gabriel and Ariel, that's my sales and marketing team, baby. I'm like, they will lead me to what I need to know and help me create this course and whatnot. But whoever your angel, your guru, your divine being is, you connect first here. And then you can go throughout the day. And we all come across stuff. It's part of the human deal. But you're not as knocked off off your trail, because you've gotten you get that divining rod, you get that angel protection. Connect with Archangel Michael. Have him be with you as you walk this path. And then your choices still, they come from that spiritual connection much more than if you just wake up and all of a sudden you get into the horizontal world. It's going to just take you and be very mind-based. So anyway,
Absolutely.
I'm super excited about this class. It starts October 11th. So
If you guys are looking at, how can I really stay connected and have that spiritual based business? Yes, I want to know the foundations of how to keep a business profitable, but at the same time, the root, the core of it, is based on that divine connection. And I love what you were just saying, in regards to how you want to teach this class, because you've gone through it and you've experienced spending those thousands of dollars on coaches. And, like we were discussing prior to the show, you guys, yeah, getting a coach can be beneficial. But when the coach is all about the business mind, take what resonates with you. And I say this about any information you guys ever get. Only take what resonates with you. And don't beat yourself up when you say, God, I just spent thousands of dollars on this coach and I only got this much out of it. Well, that much that you got may be your foundation. So don't beat yourself up for allowing yourself the opportunity to learn a valuable lesson that could be that much that you needed for your success, And when we're talking about the importance of the divine connection throughout our day, you know, there is a roller coaster of events that can happen throughout our days. And for me personally, I don't even get out of bed before I connect. I am connecting before my eyes are open. And there are my specific team that I call in, Jesus being the top one.
Mm.
And then I'm calling in my healing angels, my communication angels, I mean, I get really greedy, you guys. I call them all in and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I realize that on the mornings when I am startled awake and have to get up immediately, my day is off. I feel it. I can feel the difference. Does this divine connection mean that we are going to have an easy peasy path? No. It means that we will have a divine higher perspective in how we respond to things. We will feel the energy of that divine support, and it helps us to go inward before we react to something. And I notice I get a little bit reactive opposed to responsive when I don't spend that time in the morning with my divine team. So, and then I call them in as I need them, as well. But it puts you in the energy of knowing they are with you and knowing that you're not alone through whatever trials and tribulations do come up during the day, you know, do come up during our lives. Um, Nikki, do you have a personal way of just saying, hey, good morning, team, thank you? I mean, this is what I do in the morning. I do it throughout the day. And in the evening, it's the last breath I take is,
I do. I do. I like to sit in front of the window. I look at the sky and I call on Jesus too. I call on Mother Mary. I call on the angels, Archangel Michael, and I say I call on my guardian angel. I say guardian angel. I don't call him by a specific name, so I just call him my guardian angel. And I just say, hello, how are you today? Like, what's up for me today? Just I talk to them as if they were present with me. And I say, like, how is my day going to be today? Like, are we having fun today? Or what? Like, I just ask them question, or like I tell them I'm ready. That's in a certain way, in a fun way, or depending on my mood. If I wake up in a bad mood, I tell them. I say, well, I don't feel good today. Are you are you coming with me? Like, are you supporting me on this? Like, because I don't feel good about today, so I hope you're ready for it. So I talk to them as if they were present, human being present with me in the room, but I do it looking at the sky and talking to them as if I'm seeing them, and as if it's a communication. And yeah, I love that. And in the evening, when I close my eyes to sleep, when I'm ready to sleep, I try to talk a lot, but it's the one word that comes to my brain. It's just thank you. I keep repeating thank you, thank you, thank you until I fall asleep. I sleep saying thank you. That's all.
Mm.
I thought you slept with snoring, but I love Nikki's relationship with her angels, you guys. And again, today is her birthday, and Joanna is going to be giving her a very special reading for her birthday live. You guys will all get a taste of Joanna. I know you guys see her on her page. She does her her live streams and pulls cards on Mondays. She does a weekly forecast on Sundays, and but this is an actual reading. And if you guys like what you experience here watching Nick, um, book something, book an appointment with her. Okay. So Nikki is throwing her link down in the comments. So you guys, if you're not already following her, check her out, and her website, joannaeaston.com as well. You guys can go see what everything she's offering. But I love what Nikki was saying. The way she spends time with her angels, the way Nikki relates to her angels, they're her friends, they're her buddies, they're her family. They are with her and enjoying the moment. You know, they are enjoying life with her as a best friend. Through the good times and the struggles, the lessons that we learn, they're her buddies. You know, and what better way to have to go through a day where you're grouchy is when you got a best friend that is not going to say, I don't have time for this. You know,
They
I
judge
don't,
you.
yeah, you know, and I mean, and the angels are just like, yeah, I'm with you. Let's do this. Let's ride this roller coaster, you know? So for me, it's a very, I have a lot that come through for me, a lot that I call in because I'm really greedy. I have Jesus is my buddy. He's my best friend since I was knee high to a caterpillar. Um, he's he's the one that has been the one that says, "I still love you, even though you're being a grouchy person today." Um, so he makes me laugh. We tell jokes with each other. He gives me guidance. Um, and it's just having this connection that helps us in the moments of doubt, in the moments of curiosity. Where should I go from here? What should I experience today? What choices are for my highest and greatest good? And it's allowing yourself to be open to that divine guidance. And it's when we are divinely connected with our team that we are open to hear this guidance, that we are open to laugh just because we had a thought come into our head and we know it was one of our guides, you know. Um, spending spending time bonding with your team, I believe, is so important for building that relationship. What do you guys think? Joanna, do you
Oh, I
spend
thought you
time
meant your audience. Yeah, absolutely. I was just so in love with what you were saying. I'm right there with you. A couple things came to mind is yes, Jesus, of course, is, such a wonderful ascended master of a mystical teacher, a mystical being to really be with us for healing, right? Like him and Saint Francis of Assisi are just potent masters of, like, if you're needing healing. Um, and I love that I was thinking of Saint Francis. He kept popping in my mind as you were talking because you know um, his first followers were wild animals, right? Birds, wolves, deer, whatever. They would just come and sit and listen to him. And, he's a really great teacher of, having been in a world of excess, right? He was born into wealth, much like the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama. And then, becoming a saint, a monk, and listening to that divine guidance and just really being a wonderful teacher. So I was thinking about, yes, Jesus is amazing. At St. Francis, of course, when, there's that famous prayer, let me, yeah, like, instead of
okay? Let
ask,
me. When I'm just going to interrupt because Saint Francis is actually I blame. Check me out. I I give him credit, let's say, for my initial calling in of my healing gifts.
Mm.
Because I was 5 when I started doing my healing work. And um, the St. Francis prayer that you were just speaking of. And it's a long prayer. And
Yeah.
at the time, I knew the Serenity Prayer by heart. And so I was doing a massage. I used to give my mother massages all the time. And I was getting frustrated because my intention was, I'm going to heal this. I'm going to, and it was the words, I'm going to, right? So then, now Jesus is hanging out with me. He's been with me since I was 2. And I'm like, well, what? This is not happening. This is not working. I can feel the energy. I know what needs to be moved. Why can I feel it if I can't fix it? And and then God popped in.
Mm.
It's like, okay. Then I went back to the Serenity Prayer, and I was like, okay, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. So now I'm talking to Jesus, who I didn't know at the time was Jesus.
Mm.
I still call him dude. And I'm like, yo, dude, okay, what am I supposed to do now? I know that I cannot change this, right? So what, I just accepted? No, there's something else. So I'm like, okay, wait. That other guy, what, the one that did the really long prayer, because I couldn't remember it. It was St. Francis's prayer. And I'm like, okay, I got it. And so, because this is how I talk to dude, and I'm going, okay, so if this guy can ask to be made an instrument of peace, I can ask to be an instrument of healing, right? And
Mm.
so at that moment is exactly when I called in the energy of healing. And from that moment on, because I was so little, and I was like, okay, that's what I'm calling in. And I'm like, okay, make me an instrument of your healing mercy. And my hands from that moment on were hot hands, you know? And so I give St. Francis some credit in that too, because it was that particular prayer that I tweaked so that, because I was little, I didn't know any prayers. I didn't know how to pray. I mean, so I was like, if this guy can do that, I can do this. And then everything shifted in regards to my energy work. And so that was because I was very, my intention was, and it was in the words, I am going to heal this. I
Mm.
was wrong. I am not doing anything but being an open channel for the divine.
Mm.
So I learned at a very early age that I takes out the collaboration of the we, and it limits our abilities. Um, so when we are saying to stay connected, to keep that bond, to call on, tweak prayers to make them resonate with your intentions, allowing yourself to really walk the path guided by the divine. Um, and how do we do this? We do this simply by building a relationship with our team. You know, if you feel like you're being drawn to an angel, a name hits you, look it up,
Mm.
research them, get to know them, get to know what it is that they work with, and does what their specialties resonate with your goals in life? You know, building this sacred bond with your team, it allows you to learn what they feel like in your life. It allows you to walk in a way that you know their energy's with you, you know? And again, it's not about taking away your lessons in life, but it is about allowing you to have the opportunity to see things in a higher perspective. It is allowing you to have the ease and grace of knowing that everything has a purpose. And if I can sit with my team, if I can go inward and upward, I can learn these lessons with a lot more ease and grace and retain them in my now for my future. So, is so, so, so important. And as is there anything else you guys would like to add into that conversation before we get to
I
Nikki's reading?
Before the reading, I actually I mean, I heard Joanna talk about how the idea of this course came. Like she's been thinking about it for 2 years, and it's Archangel Gabriel. But I would like to know more, Joanna, about what is in this course. Can
Oh, yeah. What I'm going to cover in the 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually so the first week is about it's called The Magic is You. You are the magic. Service excellence, because believe it or not, being perfect, like taking yourself more seriously, it will separate you from the crowd. I have a really strong service background. I worked at Disney World for 9 years, and I ended up being a trainer of VIP concierge services. Pretty much any department I was in, I ended up being a trainer, and I got an award on service excellence. So I understand the importance of our presence, because when you own it, boy, does it just make a huge difference. Because what I notice when I'm either coaching people or reading for people, and they want to, like, they're talking about, I want to do a business, but if it's like telling a dog like sit versus sit, right? Or like if you're working with kids, like when you really own it, that's you're gonna the who you attract shifts and how you attract. So the first module is about really building, instead of scaffolding, building foundation. So it's going to be steps about service excellence, professionalism. And then I'm going to cover like some video basics. If so, my intention is not, I don't want people to feel overwhelmed, because I am going to cover quite a bit. But again, it's basic introductory, like social media, befriending social media 101. I'm going to do some screen share stuff where people can see my Canva account, where I make what I call pretty boxes, where you see the quotes, and then you'll see joannaeaston.com with just a little bit so they can see what I do. I'm going to show my Zoom account, because when I was getting started, I knew how to be a guest on Zoom, but I didn't know how to run a Zoom. It's very different. I hired someone for 2 hours to teach me how to do it. And that can, because that's a good way to do courses and to make money. But if you don't know how to do it, so I want to show a little bit about basics of Zoom. If you want to blog, here's some good prompts to do, like, and different email gathering companies like MailChimp and Active Campaign. If you want to do website, here's some basics on websites and
That's really interesting.
Facebooks, and just really, again, it's level one. And I don't need people to do everything, but I want to show it enough where you see enough different things, like, oh, yeah, those 2 modules she taught, those are the ones I'm going to do. I know I can do that right now, but it's so important to give actual foundation. And again, some is heart-based, because it's super important. It's your intention in this businessy world. Because I'll tell you what, we need soulpreneurs. We need you and your light, and no more dimming it. Because can I get an amen, y'all? Right? Like, come on, woo, woo. Like, the world needs more light workers. It's like and I wanted to bring this word up. In the Buddhist system, there's a word called Tonglin, Tonglin. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
That is the essence of, you breathe in the suffering, you breathe in the darkness, the fear, and you breathe out light. You breathe out peace. You breathe out your essence, baby. Because it's like, we are Tonglin, right? Like, don't be afraid to enter a realm that needs light, right? So it's like just really doing that. So I'm going to, again, cover like website, a little bit of blogging, how to take payments for things, whether it's PayPal, whether it's, if you want to set up a shopping cart on your website, and some of the different website company options. Again, I'm going to do a lot of screen sharing, because I find that I'm an experiential learner. I like to do things. And if someone shows me something and talks about it, I'm far more I'm less intimidated. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay, cool. And then talk a little bit more, and I'm going to have a helpful resource guide. And towards the end, one of the last modules is about tapping, affirmations, meditations for overcoming obstacles and allowing success. Because what I've noticed is it's not the fear of failure that keeps people from shining their light. It is the fear of success. And that's
Absolutely.
why today's topic is so on point, because if we think ego success is, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to handle it because my schedule's already packed, or I'm already, if one more thing gets added, that's just going to tip me over. But see, that's ego-based marketing. So this class is about soul-based. Put yourself out there in the market with joy, with love, working with the angels to help inspire. And that is a higher vibration because it's redefining success. Because your definition of success needs to have love, joy, balance in it. So I'm just saying, let's rock the marketing world, baby. Let's shine
Mhm.
our light and do it through the heart, because that's the big shift. So that's why I've been really called to do. But if you check out the website, joannaeaston.com, and then it's /calling, it takes you to the actual page and shows you the different modules. But it's things that I've done and I've experienced that, like, I wish that somebody would have taught me this in the beginning. It would have just saved me so much, or I was really craving it. And the other thing I'm going to attach is for people who want to work with like a virtual assistant, because one of the big hangups is I don't speak code. I don't know how to get an email list going. Like I don't speak geek, but get a list of reliable, reputable virtual assistants that maybe you only hire for 6 hours and that's it. Not like you have to keep them on payroll, because most of us starting out do not have the income to hire someone weekly. But there are VAs, virtual assistants, that are specialized and will help you you can just hire them for 5 hours or 3 hours or whatever. So I'm going to have some helpful resource guides that, again, these are all things that I wanted and was looking for. And I had to search and peck, and took me years. Well, I'm like, I just want to have it for everybody to just say, here, I am shortening your learning curve. This will help you just be a real force in the world, and you'll be able to help so many people, because people have beautiful messages, products and services that are just so powerful, again, and potent. And we need that. So it's like, I made it pretty reasonably priced versus what I've paid for a lot of this. It's like I really want it to have and it does. It's pretty loaded up, and again, it's level 1, so it's not going to overwhelm. But there'll be time to talk to me. There'll be a private Facebook group. It's through Zoom, so if people can't make it live, not a big deal. Just send out the recordings the next day. So, does that help, Nikki?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay,
And it's so
great.
interesting. Yeah.
it sounds wonderful, and it sounds exactly like what a lot of our followers who are these budding soulpreneurs and are so ready to shine, and the technological part, you being able to have this course where you are actually showing them, it's like I can try to explain stuff,
Mhm.
but to actually see what it is that they're going to be working with, or what they have the opportunity to work with, and not have it be overwhelmed, and have it be spiritually based. you
Yes.
know have have the basis being, you don't want to be overwhelmed, because you don't want to be dimmed. You want your light to just be broadcasted out there. There's such a delicate balance in trying to become this soulpreneur in a world of business mongrels, in a world that everything is just get the product out there. You see everyone as a client first. No. Oh, wait, that's not how my heart flows. I see you as a divine being first.
Mm.
I meet you where you're at first. Okay. If you're meant to be with me, then you are meant to be with me. If I am shining in that confidence of that divine light and you are so called to me, then it is meant to be. I
Mm,
can't see individuals as seeing them as a client first. Who this is more than a paycheck for
mm,
me.
I
I'm
mean, I saw. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Neil, but I've been in so many, let's say, groups or where uh, this is how the teaching is. It's like you see people as a source of income,
mhm.
and this doesn't resonate with me.
I
Like
get
people are not a source of income. I cannot see that.
I get
So
I please, you guys, do not ever let me get to that point. Just take my gift away. I never want to get to that point. I love seeing the light. I love seeing the light. And if that light means it's going to be shining brighter by me referring them to someone else,
Mm,
then I'm shining bright because then I was able to give them that resource to help them on their journey. It's not about the financial thing. And I understand that there is a financial responsibility when you are running a business. I get that. But remembering why the passion was there in the first place and keeping that at the top of your list will bring in that abundance.
mm,
It will draw what you are meant to receive, you know. So remember the passion behind why your heart called you to become a soulpreneur, not a business mogul. And if you guys out there watching this right now are interested in getting the basics and doing it in a way that is not overwhelming and it's, you know, and allowing yourself to have resources that, like, especially at the end of the class when you're giving these resources that are not a committed year long thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars commitment, but still will get you where you need to go and the information you need. So if you guys want to fast track shining your light
mm.
in your soulpreneur adventures, you know, with enthusiasm for the passion that you wanted to start it with in the first place, check out Joanna Easton's course coming up. It sounds fantastic. Um,
Oh.
Nick and I might have to jump in there.
Well, I have two payment plans. So, like, what I realized putting this, because I was telling you before we came on live, is that boy, Archangel Gabriel has been working so strongly with me to build this course. It's funny. Well, not funny, haha, but it's like we're talking about angel protection, angel God keeping it. It's like listening to the angel. At first I'm like, ooh, I don't know if the timing's right, Gabriel. And she's like, you're doing it. Because here's the reality is that during COVID, which was actually kind of a nice sacred pause, right? So many people were able to dig into their creative juices, their magic, their soul gifts. People were homebound, whether they wanted to be or not, you were. And so many people really were able to take courses and dive in and they were creating. And what I've found is then so many people were like, wow, what do I do now? Because again, they come up to this business world and it can be scary. And so what I've also realized is, I wanted to make like payment, like if you don't want to pay the full thing at once, it's fine. And again, it's way more reasonably priced than other courses I've taken just for one module. Like I've got 6 modules, but what I've paid personally for each one is enough for a nice car. So anyway, um, I wanted to make it doable. So really, so you can take your light because those gifts you have, whatever you've been called to do, again, the calling where it grabs you you feel excited, you feel joyful, and it's really about I do want to take this to the next level, but I can guarantee you you do need a guide. And that, again, a lot of us are looking for it, and we can only find it through the ego-based world. And my parents were both self-made. We started out in abject poverty. I remember being very young, and we were in the poorest section of St. Louis. And my dad was the audiologist for the schools, and he was like that guy. And he's a hearing audiologist, which is for the hearing. And he also speaks, he's fluent in ASL, American Sign Language. So he worked also for the School for the Deaf and Blind. And anyway, he said he always wanted to open his own office. So it was when we moved back to Montana, he started his own office. But in St. Louis, our landlord was a mafia guy. We found out he blew the house up to collect the insurance. We were in like the poorest poor. But anyway, during my lifetime, my mom became a real estate agent, and she had been an orphan. And so my parents were both very, very poor. But then throughout, especially into my teenage years and early 20s, I saw my parents go from poverty to prosperity. So I had two models of it, of how to do it. And my dad was always saying, he goes, when people come in to get their hearing tested, you don't want to try to sell them a hearing aid right off the bat. They don't want a hearing aid. Most people are like, I'm in denial that I have a hearing problem because I don't want to be the old guy or the whatever. And he says, you just give them good service. You be nice. And if they feel called to come back, they will. Like he was not the pushy one. And my mom was the same way with real estate. She's like, you'll know the house. And she was very heart-based with it. So again, from a young age, I was able to see two people who were able to do it in completely different fields. And they had such loyal customers, such loyal friendships out of it too. So, I did corporate work for a while in school systems. And then when I was called to be an angel intuitive, as you know, it calls you. But I realized I also had this entrepreneurial background. And at first I thought they were at conflict with each other. That was like 5-6 years ago. But again, over time, I've realized like, oh, this is what I've actually been called to do. This is why I feel like this right now, this year, especially, and where I'm going is Gabriel's like, you're doing this because, and also having worked at Disney, understanding service excellence. And we used to have secret shoppers. And I did it for a while too, as a part-time job. We had secret shoppers that would come in and we didn't know. And we would get graded, or it's not graded. We would get, they would fill out things later, forms on whether we were, like, this was when I was working in hotels for guest services at concierge, and people would be buying park tickets and booking dinner shows and whatever, is whether we were soft sell or hard sell. And we got docked if we were hard sell. It's all about, you just make a suggestion. You just say, hey, you can do this, but it's loyalty is the thing. It's like, treat people, they are guests, they are VIPs. Every person that comes through the doors or the gate, they're a VIP. Treat them as such. So I still see that, like, with people I work with, like, we're all VIPs, and it's just sharing. The late great Wayne Dyer used to say, he'd talk about marketing and say, he goes, it's just sharing your light, because whatever, people are actually just buying you. It's, like whether you're an artist, a gardener, a florist, a cook, or whatever, a Reiki master, it's your inner light, your essence, your joy, who you are is actually what you're being drawn to. And like, regardless of what that person sells or shares, it's oh my gosh, if I buy this book of Wayne's, I feel a little more connected to him, or, Kyle Gray, or getting a reading from one of you. It's like, oh, because what you're vibrating at is the draw. So that's why I'm so encouraging of people. It's like, what are you being called to do? And then when it was Joseph Campbell, the great American mythologist, used to talk about the hero's journey. is that when you say yes to the calling, 1,000 unseen hands reach back to you to help you. And spiritual guidance always shows up 100% of the time. Not 90, not 80, not 30, 100. And sometimes it'll be, well, it's always unseen, but you may be sent earth angels as well, people in physical that come to represent an angelic heavenly helper to help you for a certain part of your journey, that guidance. So, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing all of that. And I love, I mean, it resonates for me. And like I said, guys, this, her class is spiritual calling, spiritual business, you know? So this is taking you on a foundation to build your spiritual business spiritually based. You know, the steps that she's taking are, it's not about looking at people as your next paycheck. It's about shining your light so bright that if they are in need of what it is you're offering, they will see you. They will see you and they will be drawn to you, and your passion and your mission will be fulfilled in your life and in theirs, you know. And this is about trusting. You know, she has said several times thus far that even the teaching of this class, her team, you know, her divine team, having that connection, she was able to hear, yes, it is time for this. Yes, this is the path you take. And it's listening to this guidance that you know this class one is going to be divinely guided. And two, it's a reminder to all of us the importance of staying connected and building that bond, you know, and allowing yourself to receive that communication. And you know when things resonate with you because you've built this bond. You feel that 100% of support that comes with it, you know. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for answering the call yourself.
Oh,
You know, because we as soulpreneurs in this journey, it's very disheartening when you see the coldness that's wrapped around the money making field. And during this time of pandemic, so many people went inward and upward and discovered and remembered what their light was really like and want to share it. They want to, and now it's time. Now it's time to learn how to do it and stay shining bright and not let that business realm make you feel like this is how you're supposed to dance in it. No, we each have our own calling. We each one of our souls dances to its own music. Okay. So you take what resonates and you fly and you shine, and that light will bring back that abundance. It will bring it to you. If this is where you're meant to be, you will be fulfilled. All your needs will be fulfilled. Your support, your guidance, you will be led to every teacher you're meant to go to every place that is willing to offer you an opportunity to display and showcase your gifts and talents. Things, doors will open. Earth angels will appear, and it's all about staying connected to your team, remembering that light that you really have inside. And speaking of beautiful lights, we have
yeah.
Nik over there.
Ooh.
I'm going on, and I would just like to say, everybody hold space for our beautiful Nikki and her birthday reading. And Joanna is going to give Nikki her blessings for her birthday. So,
Yay.
combined teams, we are calling them in for our Nick.
I can't wait.
I know. I'm excited for you. I just feel so honored to
Thank you.
be um to be part of, to be even to give you a reading on your
Thank you. Thank you
birthday.
so much. I have actually experienced your readings twice, Joanna. I had readings from you twice, apart from the readings on Mondays, and it was always spot on. I love your readings. So
Oh,
I'm very excited.
well, thank you. I love reading for you. Yes. Yes. Well, I am working with the archangels, of course, our archangel power to row for you. So let's see. I'll do a 3 card birthday archangel reading. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me shuffle one more time. Wasn't super clear. And here we go. Oh my. Ooh, okay. So, as you know, past, present, what's coming in. So, this first card, Nikki, is the King of Gabriel. You have a king. Now, that's been your energy in the immediate past. That's been with you. And I mention, like, because I love working with tarot, is that kings and queens, so the higher court cards, but of course you got the king here. This is the king of shining your light, and also the king of Gabriel, which is so perfect for you. He's really helped you to befriend and own shining. Shine, get center stage, get on that stage and be like, woo, I'm gonna light it up, y'all. Get up here with me. Can, doing the wave and getting everybody excited, following your passion, following your, this is also a career suit, where the suit of what really excites you, very creative. He's the king of creativity. But really, again, befriending the fact that you can be center stage, that you love it, like it lights you up like nothing else. That connection with the divine, when you're in your light and you've said yes to it, it is powerful, because a benevolent leader, a king energy, is really just, leading others, and they're happy to follow because they feel safe. They see, well, she's doing it. Like, she's so loud. Okay, I'll get on the stage. I didn't know if I could get on that stage, but yeah, it's like you can. And the full message says, keep your eyes on the big picture and leave the details to others, meaning kings always work in partnership with, the knights of the round table, or like a advisory board, that people you really trust, that will help you remember about the details and not get overly caught up in them yourself. Like knowing, okay, I need to do this and this, but also trusting that it'll be taken care of. Also, your experience leads to success. So everything you've learned up till now has definitely been the gems and jewels that are needed for where you've been, brought you this wisdom, brought you the experience. And then lastly, it's saying genuine concern for others, which of course, that's who you are. And that is such a gift, because, I hear a lot from, a lot of times people who are sensitive and empaths and nurturers and healers are drawn to me for readings and whatnot. But they'll often say, well, I'm so sensitive and it's such a harsh world. But you've recently, the King of Gabriel acknowledges that, yes, you are sensitive. It's also a strength, right? Because the next card for right now, Nikki, how perfect is this? This is perspective, card number 12, Archangel Shamuel. He's hanging upside down. So in traditional tarot, this is Hangman, right? But you'll notice the light is coming out of Shamuel, well, all over. But the reminder with perspective is really owning your uniqueness, owning your sensitivities, because that is what the world needs more of. Those are your superpowers. Those are your strengths. It's that old saying of like, hug your dragons, befriend your reptiles, of Teresa of Avila, which she wrote about entering the castle, was each one of us has reptiles within. And it's about getting the most courageous act you will ever do is having the courage to get into the cage with your own reptiles and say, I love you. I love you. And right now, it's like you're really shifting. This is a card of pause, which means for a while, this isn't a big action card at all. It's really sitting with this, meditating, journaling on, you've probably heard me say this in other readings, but, write a list, take a list and write down, this is what I like about myself. You start with I like first. This is what I like about me. I like my eyes. I like my smile. I love my joyful heart. And, just keep going and going and going. And then the next day, you cross out the word like and you write love. This is what I love about myself. And, loving those sensitivities, loving all of it, because that is truly your magic sauce. That is, big medicine, super big medicine. So the full message, Nikki says, pausing for reflection and insight, dare to be different and shift your perspective in how you're seeing your life situation. Because this is a major arcana card 12. And there's 22 of them in a tarot deck. And I usually mention with major arcanas is their crossroads cards. Like imagine you're at a crossroads, like you can keep going this way and seeing, your weakness is a weakness or whatever. Although there's this other way to see it. It's like going like with Alice in Wonderland, right? She goes down the rabbit hole. She follows the white rabbit. And she ends up having all these amazing experiences and having tea parties with half of a teacup and, meeting Tweedledee and Tweedledum and the Cheshire Cat and all these things. It's like you're going down the rabbit hole, look through the keyhole. And this is a great adventure. It's really seeing that what you have is so important. As you know, Shamuel means the eyes of God, seeing yourself through the eyes of the divine and calling in whatever you most need, right? Like help me find, my car keys, world peace, whatever it is you most need, let him help you see it. But this is great, Nikki. And then
I love it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Did you want to
No,
add?
no, I said I love it. I really love
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Me too. So here's what's coming in. You've got another Gabriel card. Now this is a 5. 5, you can see in this deck, Gabriel's given a feminine artistic illustration with the eagle wings. And the 5 of Gabriel, it's interesting. So it's wands or staffs in traditional tarot. 5s represent a challenge. But it's about staying out of other people's drama. That there is going to be a situation coming in, if it's not already starting to show itself, where people are going to literally act like little children. We're talking adults who start acting like, kindergartners, like, when this one did this to me, wanting to get you into their stuff.
I know exactly what it is.
You know exactly, right? So the guidance from Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel's like, don't even do it. Color in your own coloring book. Like if they're going to throw rocks at each other, it's like, let them, because you will get burned. If you get involved, you're going to get burned. So, yep, it's like, honey, just ride that sucker out. Let it just happen. Yeah. So it's saying a challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others and have patience with yourself and those around you. Know that Archangel Gabriel's got this. She's already got the situation under control. She's like, Nikki, I got it. You get a free pass on this one. Even though you're the normal one, again, adults that need to go sit in timeout. Instead, you get to put yourself in timeout because Shamuel's like, I'm hanging out with you in timeout. We're gonna let these people figure it out, and they will. So isn't that great guidance though? That because a 6, let me talk about the 5 for just another minute. The 5 in Chinese calligraphy, the symbol for challenge is also opportunity. So there's an opportunity for you to, again, you don't have to try to figure it out. because it's not for you. Um, but there's the sixes always lead to success, or the five when you take the message from your angels is the six is coming, and the six of Gabriel is about being recognized and acknowledged for how well you handled this one. People are like, oh my goodness, how did you do it? Teach me, oh Yoda, right? Like, teach me, wise one, because that was tempting.
And 5 is very meaningful for me this year.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm turning for 55.
Oh, excellent.
Actually, not I'm turning. I turned today 55.
Today. Oh, that's excellent. So yes, congrats. This is great, Nikki. Yeah, you got it. You got it. So tell me, how do you feel? Any
Wow,
thoughts
this was
resonate?
so on point, Joanna. So on point. And the challenge you're talking about, and when you said they will be acting like kids, oh my God, this is, I mean, Neil knows what it's referring to, and you cannot have described it better. Like, I know exactly what it is. It started yesterday. Like, I got the thought, like, it started like yesterday, and I know what's coming up, and I know how it will be. And we discussed it, Neil and I, and I will be the observer, and I won't play in that drama. So
Mm.
that was so perfect. So perfect.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
get to hang out with Gabriel
Yeah.
and go play a game. There's a person here like playing chess by herself. She's like, I would rather play chess or checkers, like go play solitaire on your computer with yourself. Like she's enjoying it. Like she's got this really content look on her face. Like, look, I'm just hanging out by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even want anyone to play this game with me because it's games. It's games. So, yeah, wow. Isn't that something? Well,
Amazing, Carl. Thank you so much.
oh, you're
Perfect reading.
Thank
happy
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
to say
Perfect reading, as always. When I get readings from you, Joanna, it's always on point. Thank you.
Oh, well, truly is my honor. Always, always loved reading for you. And
Thank you.
what I love is it's so clear. I mean, I'm like, all right, angels, and I love that Gabriel keeps showing up. We've been talking a lot about Gabriel
Yeah.
and then Shamuel, like, please. I mean, who doesn't want Shamuel around to help you find things? Like,
I love Archangel Samuel,
yeah, yeah.
like Archangel of unconditional love too.
Oh, see, yes, yes. And I do, what's interesting too, right? And you probably have this deck, but the circus tent is over, and it's very interesting because your next card, was the Five of Gabriel. Is there's that old saying about not my circus, not my monkeys, right? And he's hovering near to it, but he's like, I'm not going to circus right now. Nope,
Not playing there.
not going. 'Cause that's a wild circus with untamed animals. I'm just gonna go sit in the tub and soak in a salt
Yeah.
bath. Which, by the way, I know we're talking about angel protection, as I wanted to give everybody something they could do to clear their aura. I wanted to give people a takeaway. So, really good earthy based teas are very good, like thyme. I just went and bought some fresh thyme the other day. I'm not a gardener, so I went out and bought some, but it's fine. Go get some thyme or mint, something that is yummy and just really hot and warm and warming to your system. But if you're into baths, so you want to take some Epsom salt, right? So draw yourself a bath at least 20 minutes or so. You can certainly put a candle in the bathroom, any color you want. It doesn't really matter. Just burning a candle to help take away the impurities. Because in many cultures, water is a cleansing element or fire. So with this particular one, we're getting them on both ends, right? Burn that candle if you want. put some Epsom salts, but also um, six, let 6 green tea bags steep for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then a little bit of baking, is it soda or
Soda.
one that comes in the yellow one, the Arm& and Hammer?
Baking
Baking
soda.
soda.
Thank you, the soda. So just shake a little bit in the tub. So it's like a cup or two of Epsom salts. And if you want to get the ones with essential oils, knock yourself out. That's no problem. You can, again, the 6 green tea bags steeping, because the green tea absorbs a lot of the toxic um, residues that have latched onto the aura. And then the baking soda for deeper cleaning. And again, about 20 minutes or more. If you want to put on some beautiful music, go ahead. But that is one of the most practical, wonderful, delicious, and just beautiful ways to clear your aura, as well as calling on Archangel Michael and Metatron to clear your aura. There's that that technique. I call it the car wash one. I think of that song, Car Wash,
Oh gosh.
at the car wash.
Looking
Yeah, right? I'm like, okay, Michael, you know which one. I don't know what I just picked up today, but this is not mine. Because now I'm like a scorpion. I'm stinging people. I'm snappy. I'm crabby. And a lot of times it's because you've picked up psychic toxic debris. So you could, first of all, the thing to know is that it's not yours. So you picked it up. They fly around in the atmosphere, and those can latch on. So what I do is I say, okay, Archangel Michael, Metatron, is car wash me, baby. Clear me. Think of like the water. It clears off when you go to the car wash. It rinse, then it suds, does the suds, then it rinses again. And the final one is the turtle wax or the waxing. So it's like clear me, clean me, and shield me. Because so often people will just do shield, shield, shield. Well, if you haven't cleared out your aura, all you've done is shield in more gunk. So it's, if you can't remember the steps, Michael knows them. Don't worry, he's got your back. He's like, oh, the car wash song. Yeah. Car wash. Just clear me, clean me, shield me. And take this, like, shake it off, get it out of here. This isn't mine. So just get it
I
out.
love that.
Yeah. So that
we
makes it
forget.
like
A lot of people forget. They're so into maintaining their energy, and then it's like, okay, so you just put a shield up with all the gunk still inside. You just closed it in, you encapsulated it, you're going to hold on to it. So yes, releasing so that you can be filled with all of that love and light, so that you can shine in your divine truth. Well, thank you for sharing that, because
Yeah,
we do tend to think of protect, maintain, maintain, but you got stuff inside that you just, that's attached to your feet. You just walked across a whole bunch of crap, guys. So, you can either flip it, turn it into fertilization, and send it off into the divine where it belongs, and fertilize the world, because, even crap has a purpose, So you allow that toxin to be transmuted into feeding, nurturing, learning, lessons, love, and light.
Yeah.
And releasing what is not your crap. Okay, so it's meant to serve and teach and nurture the other person. It's not yours. Okay, release it. Don't encapsulate into your maintaining bubble. Okay, because then you're just gonna hold on to it, and you're gonna be like, why do I still feel like crap?
Right.
Well, because you kept it. Okay.
It's that there's that computer term, GIGO, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, ooh. And sometimes I think about, like, when someone's trying to spew their venom or their toxicity or their suffering onto you. And I just think a lot of times I'm like, like with Amazon, the great thing is you get to return things. I just think of, I'm returning. This is not what I ordered. Like, send it. Nope. Take it to UPS, get it out of here. Thank you, Sandalphon. Take this. Like, I'm returning this. I did not order this. So I see Kate put a message up here. Joanna, I find the days I'm not drinking my green tea throughout the day, I don't feel as bright. Is this the same principle as the bath with green tea? Yeah, there is really something about those green tea and even Tulsi tea. It's holy basil. Tulsi is also holy basil. So green tea, Tulsi tea, yes, because it's very grounding and it's very cleansing. It's considered a holy herb. So they make it out of a lot of the holy basil, the green tea, most of the green tea. So Kate, I love your question that you're so in many things I love about what you just wrote is that you're intuitive enough to have put the two together. That even though you can do both of them, but yeah, green tea, like many of us have a ritual of what we like to drink during the day, like whether it's tea or coffee or juices. And those are things like, that make you feel good, make you feel grounded, make you feel safe, protected. So I love that you drink your green tea and just think you'll be drinking it and being surrounded in it from time to time. And it's just really, really wonderful, like angel medicine from the earth, right? Because those nature angels that help grow the green tea leaves and the soil you're not only, being surrounded by it in the tub, but also, or in your bath, but drinking it. And you're so connected that, if you don't have it, your day is off. So it's like for anyone watching, part of this sacred, that angel connection, staying safe and sacred is what rituals do you have during the day that really help you stay centered and grounded? And, just really listening within and making those like I've mentioned before, I live in Montana and we live on a ranch, and I just love being around my horses, which by the way, their aura is 50 feet. That's why so many people get healed just even being in the presence of a horse. You don't even have to ride the thing to get the benefits, because some days it's nasty weather or I just don't always have the time, but just feeding, petting them, it's shift. So that really helps to ground me. And then I love tea as well. So think about, again, for those of you watching, what is it you do already during the day that has become part of a sacred ritual that really grounds you and protects you and keeps you safe? Because you want to just keep those things as non-negotiables during your day. And because sometimes we can get overwhelmed thinking, oh, now I got to add this and now I got to add this bath. But it's like, you know what? You don't have to do it. You could just do hey, angels, right now, car wash me, baby, now. And you can say it in your mind or aloud. So just some easy things. So again, if the thought of adding one more thing gives you some anxiety or stress, then don't worry about it. But what are you already doing that keeps you grounded, keeps you feeling safe?
I love that you said this, because some people feel like I have to go into 15 minutes of meditation, but meditation is not, my mind is going everywhere. I'm not doing it right. And then as soon as they feel like they're not doing something that helps them connect right, they don't do it at all.
Yep.
I can't do it. I'm not going to do it at all. And not realizing that there are certain things that you're already doing that helps increase your connection. What is right for someone else may not be your technique.
Mm-hmm.
It's what is personal to you in building this relationship. So I love that you were saying, what is it that you're doing now? What is your ritual that you feel is for you non-negotiable? Now that doesn't mean that it's going to be right for the next person, but if it's right for you, then it's right, and you hold that sacred because it is. It's
Yeah.
your unique way, right, Nikki?
Absolutely.
So I just want to say thank you. Today is a very, very special day. It is our next birthday. And I want to really, really thank you from my heart to yours, Joanna, for coming on and giving Nikki a special reading and sharing all about the importance of that divine connection and how we can keep that bond. And guys, again, if you are a soulpreneur, if you are seeking a way to be introduced to how you can shine your light through your gifts, your products, your trade, you know, and want to do it without the overwhelmed business mogul energy, but you need the basics to get you started. Check out Soul Calling, Spiritual Calling, Spiritual Business with Joanna Easton. She's got a class coming up, and I know all of my talented and beautifully shining lights in this group um, could really benefit from the information you're offering. So check her out, you guys. The link is in the comments. Um, and again, follow Joanna. You guys got a taste of how she does her readings. She blessed our beautiful Nikki. She shared her wisdom, shared her light. Check her out on her page. So Monday she's giving readings, and Sunday she gives you the forecast. So okay, guys, call in your team. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to need your help, or let's celebrate this week because this is what's going to be coming up. So check out her forecast on Sundays. Nick dropped her link to her page, like and follow her. Enjoy the guidance of the angel messages that she gives on Mondays, and take advantage of this great opportunity for you guys to learn to shine in a business world that is can be a little dim and overwhelming. So learning to live your light with passion and shining so bright, the abundance comes flowing to you. Like she was saying, when you say yes, they're all there, 100% supporting you. So say yes and keep shining. Okay. So thank you again. Thank you, Nick, for being vulnerable and allowing a reading live.
Oh, that was great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you.
And you know what, Nikki, I will send these to you through Messenger. I'm going to take
Thank
photos
you.
of these.
Yes. Yes,
And I
please.
was just going to mention, if it's okay, I know we're on time, like we're trying to get this wrapped up, but for the weekly forecast that I did, which if you're on my email list, you get it on Sundays. I pinned it to the top of my timeline for my Facebook Joanna Easton Angel Intuitive page. But anyway, the forecast I did for the week, the card for today, for all of us as a collective, is the Nine of Raphael, which is the magic lamp. It's like Cinderella when she meets her fairy godmother. It's like, you are the lottery ticket. You just found Aladdin's lamp, and there's no cap on wishes, baby. No, no,
I
no.
love that.
Dream big, dream bigger, and dream bigger yet. Because it's that old Michelangelo quote of the fear is not in setting your bar low and meeting it. The greatest success is setting your bar high and continuing to reach for it. That the danger is setting it too low. But this today, we are the Nine of Raphael as a group. This is woo, woo. You found the lamp. Make some wishes. You've got a genie. You've got the fairy godmother.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. Thank you,
Thank
thank you,
you.
thank you. So, guys, thank you all for joining us for this very special show. Thank you again, Joanna, for sharing your wisdom and giving everybody here an opportunity to check you out in classes, grow, expand, and get your soulpreneur action on. Okay, turn that switch on and shine with passion, love, and light. Why do we share all of this stuff, you guys?
Because we shine brighter
Together.
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 Doing the shiny light hands, right?
Get your
Jazz
power.
hands. Although Nikki
Working
got
up
her hand
the
in the cat.
power.
Do the one jazz hands.
Yes, hands. Yes, hands.
Jazz. This is
We always
wonderful.
have a
Thank
good
you
time
for
together.
having me. So enjoy. And Sunday,
Yes.
I'll see you on Sunday.
Sunday. Yes, thank you, thank you. I know Nick is very excited. She's been
Yes.
trying to get all the details out of me, which I will not give. It's hard because,
Oh no,
telepathy.
it's not a
What?
surprise,
I'm like,
except what's going on is a surprise.
ah,
Yes, exactly. We'll be having a new moon ceremony to start with, and then the rest is a secret.
right. Secret. Don't
So
tell.
we'll be celebrating our Nick. And I think that I just gotta tease Nick and just say, Nick, you are so loved.
Oh,
You are so loved, and the energy of the group and all of their input is really testimony to that. And I would just maybe suggest to have a box of tissue ready. I don't know. You're going to be overflowing with tears of joy
oh,
because everybody just loves you so much. Of course, I love you the mostest, but everybody loves you so
Not
much.
a competition, but if it
It's
was,
not competition, you guys, but I love her mostest.
just so we're clear.
Yeah, exactly. So until Sunday. Oh, tomorrow, guys. I almost forgot. Tomorrow, Phoenix Friday show, a special Phoenix Friday with our Amy KK. You guys all know Amy KK from Beautiful, Becoming You Beautiful Whispers. Okay, she is the founder and creator of this group, and she has a very, very special announcement that she's going to be announcing today. So check her out, support her. She will be my guest tomorrow for Phoenix Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know a lot of you guys are following her and love her so much. So please tune in so that she can share her special journey that led her to this big announcement today. So I'm not going to spill the beans. I'm not going to spill the beans. I'm not going to spill the beans. Okay. So, but tomorrow, 4 p.m., she will be with us on Phoenix Friday. So, and then we will see you. Okay, ABC's Nick. We may or may not be here for ABC Sunday. Okay,
right.
so we're gonna see how it goes. Probably we'll pop in, but if we do, it will be earlier opposed to later
Mm.
because we have a Zoom party to attend at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have not received the Zoom link, you are not aware of how to get into this Zoom, please let me know and I will send you the Zoom link for the birthday celebration and the new moon ceremony. So, guys, it's not only new moon, it is the Jewish Rosh Hashanah New Year. So, New Year for Nikki, New Year for all of us, New Moon for manifesting. It is going to be so awesome. Bring your intentions for your manifesting. So, um, we love you all. Keep shining. And it is aloha from me.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And see you all tomorrow for Phoenix Friday and Sunday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.